Hello there. I will be teaching today 7th grade math, and this will be specifically called California Common Core State Standard Math Content 7.G.B.6, which also is California State Standard for 7th graders on volume and shapes and measuring the area as well as measuring the volume of different kinds of shapes like squares, cubes, and cylinders and circles. So my first one that I will be doing the volume for is this cube right here. And I will do it by using a marker, and then I will also be using this tape measure right here. So, and it is all here, right here. I am here measuring inches. So I will be putting a marker right here, or putting it right here, and then I will be writing over it or highlighting it right here like that to see how long it is. So I will be measuring right here. It could have been a lot easier if it just went like that. But I like putting it on paper. I like it on paper. So it is right here. That is 7 inches. And then I'm going to be measuring the length. So it's length. I'm going to be measuring the length and the width of this square, because of course it's a square. And I have not yet measured the height, so it's length times width, or the so it is 7 and 7, so that makes it a perfect square. And now I'm going to be measuring the height, which I did. It is right here. It is about 3 inches. 3 inches. So actually, it's 4 inches. 4 inches. Sorry. 4 inches. I am way off. 4 inches. So I actually already did it right here. Here, I wrote it down. It's length times width times height. And here it is. I put 7 times 7 times 4. And then if you look at that, it is 7 times 7 equals 49. And then you do 49 times 4. And then it ends up equaling 196 inches, and then here's a little number right here, and it's cubed, because if it was just the area, it would be square, but it's not area, it's volume, so it is cubed instead. Now finally, so it's 168 inches cubed. So that one is finished, and here is my square, and then there's a 7, and then here's the 7, and then you can see it right there, and this is also here's the height of it, so I measured that too in advance. So here it is, so that's done. We're done with that one. Now I'm also doing this one right here, which is a cylinder or a candle. Call it a candle, whatever you like. Alright, so I will use a marker, and I could just measure it with this tape measure right here, and I can measure it, but I actually just like writing it down right here, so I just like to put it right here and then put it over here and then write it in. It's easy right here. This is like the drawing part. I'm going to put inches right here. 3 inches. So I'm going to measure it, and the circle is a little different because you need something called pi, and there's a little mark right here that shows the pi sign, which usually equals 3.14, and then there's the diameter, and then there's the height. So you need to put all of that together, all of that together. So 3.14 times 2, which is the diameter, and then times 3, which is the height. And then that, so you also need to measure the height. So here's the height. You gotta measure, you gotta use your measuring tool, which is this tape. And you gotta measure it. It is about 3 inches. So there you go. And then you also have to measure the, okay, so this is about 2 inches. So the diameter is 2 inches, and then the height is 3 inches. 3. So you got to multiply. So it's 3.14 pi times 2, and then times 3, and that equals 18.84 cubed. See that right here? So you got to multiply this, 3.14 times 2, and then after you multiply that, then you multiply it by 3, and then it equals 18.84 inches cubed. And that is how you measure different shapes in volume. Thank you.